All right, everybody. I would like to wish you a warm welcome in front of the whole Eurasia and UAE Croatia Business Club team. My name is Ida Pandur. I'm the vice chair of UAE Croatia Business Club, and today I'm going to be your host. Today, the topic is online Silk Road, Spotlight and Pitches in our Eurasian Balkan Series. What does this mean? Within United Arab Emirates, more specifically Dubai, we are organizing a numerous side of events that are focused on different topics. The topics on the Balkan is to spotlight the company's success stories, mostly from the Balkan side, but also within the Emirates side, and show the best of the best on business making, on entering the market, also highlight some of the both opportunities and maybe some of the challenges that they are facing. So this is the first of our series within the Eurasian Balkan. And I would also like to ask you, because this is the first one, please bear with us if there will be any potential technical challenges, etc. You know how they say, like with the first ones, you never know. Um, but not to prolong any longer, I would like to introduce you with our co-hosts. First, I would like to give the mic to Neven, who is UAE Croatia Business Club president, also very successful businessman, to welcome you and to give you a couple of the words of introduction to the series. Neven, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Ida. Distinguished guests, dear partners, colleagues, and friends, welcome to the Online Silk Road Spotlight 2026. It is truly a pleasure to open today's event and to see such strong interest from across the UAE, the GCC Europe, and the wider Eurasia region. As many of you already know, I have the honor of serving as chairman of the UAE Croatia Business Club, a platform created with a mission to strengthen business ties between Croatia and the UAE, and to build a long-term economic bridge between our regions. When we look back at the past year, we can confidently say that we have moved from vision to very tangible results. Over the past 12 months, the UAE Croatia Business Club has significantly strengthened its role as a connector between Croatia, the UAE, and the broader Central and Eastern European region. We have expanded our network, deepened institutional partnerships, and most importantly, facilitated conversations between entrepreneurs, investors, and policymakers. A special word of appreciation goes to our strategic partners at Eurasia Gulf. From day one, we have shared a common understanding that business diplomacy must be proactive, structured, and long-term. In particular, I would like to thank Navar and Dr. Osama. Your support, trust, and strategic alignment have been instrumental in shaping many of our initiatives. You have stood with us from the very beginning, not only as partners, but as true co-creators of this platform. That kind of partnership is rare, and we truly value it. Last year was marked by several important milestones. One of the most significant was our active partnership with the UAE Ministry of Economy and Tourism in the context of Investopia. We were proud partners of Investopia Central Eastern Europe in Dubai in November, bringing together decision makers, investors, and entrepreneurs from Central and Eastern Europe and the Gulf. That event clearly demonstrated that there is a strong mutual interest, but also a clear need for structured platforms where capital, innovation, and government support can meet in a focused and strategic way. Now we are taking the next step. We are currently preparing a high-level delegation of entrepreneurs for the flagship Investopia in Abu Dhabi, taking place from 31st of March to 2nd of April. This global gathering is expected to bring together more than 3,000 participants from around the world. Our objective is to ensure that Croatian and Central Eastern Europe companies are strategically positioned with this global investment dialogue. Another important achievement has been our participation in newly formed EU Business Forum in the UAE, launched by the delegation of European Union in Abu Dhabi, led by Ambassador Lucy Berger. We are proud to actively represent Croatian business interests within this new European platform. The new forum also opens a new chapter of structured EU-UAE economic dialogue, and we see enormous potential for Croatian companies to benefit from stronger alignment with European and Gulf priorities, especially in areas such as sustainability, digital transformation, energy transition, and advanced technologies. Throughout all of this, our core mission remains unchanged: strengthening economic relations between Croatia and UAE. We are doing this through institutional cooperation, through direct B2B facilitation, and through concrete investment projects. Today, our investment portfolio includes opportunities exceeding 2 billion euros across Europe and Central and Eastern Europe. These opportunities span multiple sectors like tourism, real estate, energy, infrastructure, logistics, technology, and digital innovation. Our role is not only to present projects, but also to structure them, align them with investor expectations, and ensure the necessary institutional support where required. In this context, I would also like to emphasize our strategic partnership with the Croatian Chamber of Economy, as well as our close cooperation with the Ministry of Foreign and European Affairs of the Republic of Croatia. Institutional backing is essential when building long-term economic corridors, and we are grateful for their support and engagement. But perhaps the most exciting announcement today concerns what lies ahead. On September 24th, in Dubai, together with Eurasia Gulf, we will host the second Eurasian Balkan Business Forum. Last year's edition exceeded expectations. We organized a delegation of more than 40 Croatian entrepreneurs, and the forum welcomed over 200 distinguished guests, including representatives of UAE government, institutions, diplomats, investors, and business leaders from across the region. What made that event truly special was not only the number of participants, but the quality of interactions and the concrete partnerships that followed. This year, we are raising the bar. Our goal is to expand the Croatian delegation, increase regional participation, and further strengthen the presence of institutional stakeholders. The Eurasia Balkan Business Forum is becoming a structured annual platform for economic dialogue between Southeast Europe and the Gulf. The UAE has positioned itself as a global hub of capital, innovation, and policy agility. Croatia and the broader Central Eastern Europe region offer strategic geographic positioning, EU market access and skilled workforce, and significant investment potential. Our task is to connect these trends in a structured and sustainable way. This is precisely why platforms like today's online Silk Road Spotlight matter. They allow us to introduce ideas, showcase innovation, and build the first layer of trust that later evolves into real partnership. Economic cooperation is never built overnight. It requires consistency, credibility, and long-term commitment. Over the past year, we have demonstrated that the corridor between Croatia and UAE is not symbolic. It is active, it is structured, and it is growing. On behalf of the UAE Croatia Business Club, I thank you all for being part of it, and I wish you an inspiring, productive online Silk Road Spotlight 2026.
Front of the Eurasia Gulf, Dr. Osama is the Chief Operating Officer there. So please, Dr. Osama, the stage is yours. Before you take over, I would just like to ask all of the participants to mute your mics so we have no interruptions. Thank you so much. Dr. Osama, the mic is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Ida. Thank you, Neven. Thank you, Nawar. Pleasure is mine to present Eurasia Gulf. Allow me to share actually the, okay, I will share my presentation. Seconds, please. I think you can see my screen, right? Yes, right.
Yes, we see.
Hi, everyone. We always say, I'm talking from sunny Dubai, but I know this is now not maybe, I'm not sure how many persons from how many countries we have today. So anyway, I'm glad to present Eurasia Gulf. As we always say, when regions cooperate, industries accelerate. This is very important principle we are building Eurasia Gulf on. As a business platform, we work on connecting business among Emirates, Gulf, Central Asia, and East Europe. Of course, we started with that, and then we extended that with our partners to other regions. So as Eurasia Gulf, we started a few years back, and allow me to focus on two things here. Collaboration. This is very important thing. We know that the growth is not driven by competition. It's driven by collaboration. That's why we are quite happy to collaborate with UAE Croatia Business Club. This is our great pleasure. We started last year, and I think this is a great sample of collaboration between business clubs, because it's the benefits is coming for dozens or hundreds of members, maybe on both sides. The other thing which is very important for us at Eurasia Gulf, innovation. Having a great community of around 26,000 or 28,000 business company in the region here, having a great number of events, which ended last year with 84 events in 1 year. So all that require innovation. It requires systems. That's why we are very committed to this part. Without that, we cannot really cope with the development that we have in our community. So as a member, as a business platform, we work on basically on major part, which is events, and we complement that with trade missions. Talking about events, last year, as I mentioned, we ended the year with 84 events. This year, we are expecting around 110 or a bit more. So imagine every 3 days we have an event happening somewhere. Last year, we organized our events in 5 cities. This year, I think we are adding 3 more cities starting from April. We have in Uzbekistan. Talking about events, our events are either general networking events or sometimes focusing on a country or a sector. And we always tell our members, imagine meeting 500 people every month. Who doesn't like that? Who doesn't fancy meeting those type of people for growing their business or developing their business? That's what we do at Eurasia Gulf. The average number of attendees every month is around 500 people. So this is a really great number. Our great asset actually is our team. Talking about board of directors, executive team, or advisory board. We are 40 plus people. All of us are business professionals having more than 20 years experience in their territory. In the Gulf region, this is, I think, a great capacity we're having. And we have 3 chapters at the moment in Georgia, Russia, and Saudi Arabia. We have different committees. We are membership-based organizations, so automatically our members usually are active in one of the committees. Talking about events, our events are the major part actually of our activities because it provides the value that everybody is needed. So basically, this type of events not only focusing on the country or the sector. Having the events happening in 5 cities last year, it allowed us a great community. So allow me actually to share some figures. I think I missed them somewhere here, if you don't mind. Yes, that's what I missed actually for last year because it says it all. 84 events in a year. 18 of them are official. For us, official events is the one which is hosting officials or official delegates coming from one country. Attendees total around 6,822. Trade missions 15. So whenever we have event, we have a trade mission. So that this trade mission could be either in Dubai or in another city. So number of delegates another important thing, number of companies, which I mentioned around 28,000 in UAE. We're talking about around 160,000 followers. And this is important because we are business oriented. So whoever following us is basically a business person, business owner, or business manager. As Neven mentioned about Eurasian Balkan Business Forum, that was very great initiative actually, and it was the success was reflected in the number of attendees. At that time, we got around 195 people attending this event. That was a great collaboration between us and UAE Croatia Business Club. We are membership-based organization, and based on this membership, we do provide different services to allow every company develop their business in the region here, or maybe sometime if we are talking about representation or whatever. I mean, that's something we do, same as UAE Croatia Business Club, B2B, market intelligence, all those type of services are quite important to enter the market. So this is, I think, from my side. Just allow me to mention one important thing. We do believe the importance of having the network. Opportunities usually are multiplied by the network coverage. This is very important thing, and that's what we provide at Eurasia Gulf. We care a lot about increasing our coverage. That's why I mentioned about the 5 cities last year of where we were hosting the events. Now this year we are having 8. So this is quite important. And in every city, when we start having the events, automatically we have a community and we have shared activities happening between those cities and countries. That's from my side. Thank you so much. And I wish you like a good session ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Usama. So just to summarize a bit on what Neven and Dr. Usama said, both Eurasia and UAE Croatia Business Club have the intent of creating a great platform for businesses and people to connect and to share experiences, to share business opportunities, and to make everybody navigate the whole expansion and entrance of the GCC market in the easiest possible way. So moving on, we are going to have a very interesting fireside chat right now on navigating the Gulf business etiquette and strategy. To cover this important topic, I would like to present Mr. Navar Abdul Wahed, who is a CEO of Eurasia Gulf, who is also our co-organizer, and Mr. Hassan Al-Shaksi, who is a senior partner at Global Advocacy and Legal Counsel. And he's also a UAE licensed lawyer with over 16 years of experience in criminal law and litigation, representing clients before all courts in the UAE. A UAE national and former Dubai police captain, he brings deep institutional knowledge of the criminal justice system and strong regional enforcement networks across the GCC. In addition to his litigation practice, he's trained in commercial arbitration across the GCC and is a registered arbitrator with the Sharjah Arbitration Center, which comes in very, very handy if there is any disputes throughout doing business within the country and the region. So, Mr. Hassan, Mr. Navar, the floor is yours. The mic is yours, please.
Thank you, Ida. Thank you for the great presentation. Thank you for the great preparation for the event. And we are again now before starting our chat with Mr. Ustaz Hassan Shaksi. I would like to thank Neven for the great partnership we have created last year, and we are looking forward for this year. And Mr. Hassan, let's start.
Hello, everyone.
I was preparing myself to introduce you, but I believe my colleague Ada, she made a great job. I have prepared for you, Mr. Hassan, some questions as a Emirati, not only Emirati, who's dealing with the Emirati people, but with the foreigners as well, and with the big experience in the previously in the Dubai police in the law segment. And we are speaking today about the culture, because a lot of people coming to the UAE, either from our regions in East Europe, Central Asia, or Balkan, or European, or EU, or different countries of the world, they don't understand how to deal with the Emirati people, what the right, what the wrong. And sometimes for some small mistakes, they can lose the kind of the connection which they cannot recover it back. If you allow me, Mr. Hassan, to start the questions.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. At the beginning, the first one, the foundation of trust. In the West, usually everything happens through the contracts. But in the GCC, as we said, we lead by the person. How much social time should the business person expect to invest before to sign any contract or to start making a deals?
Hello, everyone. As what Ejaz explained, that I'm a lawyer, but I'm practicing since 1996, so it's not 16 years only, it is around 30 years. I'm in this practice. Well, in regard of your question, Nawar, that the foundation of the trust is important here in the UAE. And as you said, the social time, it's so important. So spending a time in the social time and networking is so important to make a business here in the UAE. It is the beginning of, having a business. It should have, there will be spending a lot on the social time. And this is happening usually in our cultural, in the majlis. If you, most of you, the majlis is, it's a part of the houses here in the UAE, and the local people, they are spending a lot to have their own majlis, to host the people in this majlis. And during the hosting people, the networking is happening, the social time is happening here. And in this thing, it's so important to, for the business people to attend this time in the majlis, to have a good relationship with the business people, with and how to build this relationship. You need to understand the culture, or the culture of the UAE citizen. As Nawar, I know that you are here since long time, and you know how much the local people is friendly, and they are welcoming the people from anywhere. So they don't differentiate between the people based on the color or based on the nationality. So never ever they will ask you if which nationality you are, and based on that thing, they will start to social. No, they don't care about this thing. The only thing they care, how much you are friendly and how much you are open to have a network or the social time with them. So this is how it works here in the UAE. The local people, they are so open to host the people in their houses. They are so open, and they are welcoming the people to be in their majlis. And it's happening more, as you know, Mr. Nawar, in Ramadan, all the majlis is open for the people. Even if you don't know them, they will not ask you why you are here or whom you are. They will welcome you, and you will be hosting as a very important guest and a very important person. So they never focus on why you are here and who invite you. It's not there. So the majlis is open for everyone. This is
Mr.
in general.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Hassan. Before moving to Ramadan, actually, which is, I mean, we are now in the holy month of Ramadan here, and it will be great to speak about it. I have, before that, one question. Any person who's coming to UAE or to the GCC or dealing with the Arabs, he hear a lot word inshallah. And inshallah, it means many things. It means yes, it means no, it means tomorrow, it means how people can understand it, what they mean. If somebody coming, let's say from Croatia and meeting with the one Emirati man and they met him inshallah, what does this mean?
Well, I faced a lot. I mean, whenever I say inshallah, they are insisting yes or no. You should say yes. For example, if someone is asking for a meeting tomorrow, I said, inshallah, we'll meet. He said, no, you should yes say, or no. I said, inshallah. That's mean if the God wish, we will meet. And I mean, I'm putting on my mind that I will meet, but if something happens, forbid me to not attend, this is something from the God. But inshallah means, I mean, in general, mean yes, we will do that thing. But if the God didn't wish to happen, this is from the God, not from us. But I mean, I know that some people, they are taking it as an excuse to not do it. But I mean, in Emirati culture, yes, it should
In general, it's
mean
yes.
yes.
Okay.
In the general, it's mean yes, it will happen unless something happened from the God. This is something, it's not been planned for it. This is the only reason it will not happen.
Okay. That's mean in general, when any Emirati telling you inshallah, that's mean yes. Okay, great.
Yes, he will do his best to be yes. He will do his best to be yes.
Great. Let's move now to the holy month of Ramadan. As we call it, like the Ramadan shift. How does the Ramadan spirit change the energy of the business and boardroom? And what are the biggest mistakes non-Muslims are making during Ramadan? Why they are dealing, either they are living in UAE or they are dealing with the Emiratis?
You mean the non-Muslims?
Yes.
As you mentioned, Ramadan is one of the holy months in the Islamic calendar, and we are fasting in this month, the whole month. And any Muslim who practice Islam, he will fast. And in general, that we are, I mean, trying to be as good as we can in Ramadan, because Ramadan is not just only stopping the eating and drinking, it's even to focus on our behavior with others. This is so important for the Muslim to focus on, just not only stopping eating and drinking. They are focusing on their behavior, how they will behave with others, how they will control themselves, how they will control their stop doing their bad habits, how they will do this thing. So it's important for us to be as good as we are, as much as we can, to show our good things, not to show our, I mean, to try to not show our bad things if there is a bad thing. So this is what we are focusing on to do it in Ramadan, and to show as I said, to show our good thing in our hospitality, in our kindness, in our behavior, in everything. But from non-Muslims, we expect also the respect from them for this holy month in the way how to dress, in the way how to eat in front of the Muslim, how to do their lifestyle. But because as you remember, Nawar, in the past, it was not allowed to anyone to drink or to eat in public. But now it's open because the country knows that there is more than 10 million people. A lot of them, they are tourists. A lot of them, they are not Muslims. So they allow them to do what they want. But the good thing is also to watch your behavior in Ramadan, at least in the way how to dress, how to be your what they call the outfit. So this is important for the non-Muslim to be in Ramadan.
Okay, I
Yeah.
mean, I absolutely confirm with you. And for the people who don't know Ramadan in UAE, how it was been, maybe 7, 8 years ago, it was been during the Ramadan, all the restaurants closed, every place, nobody able to eat anything in the street, drink water in the street. But now, if you will go, all the coffee shops, all the restaurants working,
Yeah.
and it's up to the person if he would like to go and eat or fast. I mean, it's great. I
And
mean, this is. Yeah,
this
this
is the
is the
right thing, I think.
greatness. Yes,
This is the right thing. I mean, you can't stop non-Muslim, or I mean, even if he's a Muslim, but he's a visitor, if he's traveling, so he can. I mean, he's having the permission to eat and drink. So it's
yes.
not fair to stop them
And,
to live their life.
and this is the great thing, which is we have thanks for
Yeah.
the leadership of the UAE, who's really understand the thing and created this kind of environment for us here, for everyone, either it is Muslim,
And
non-Muslim, to live and work together. Mr.
I
Hassan, I
think
have a
I think
question.
UAE is one of the few countries who allow, I mean, the non-Muslims or the people
Absolutely right. Yes.
to eat or drink in Ramadan.
Absolutely. In Ramadan, let's stay here. I mean, during the day, we see the kind of the meetings business coming less and the life becoming in the UAE and GCC nightlife. Is it normal for foreigners to come and meet with Emiratis, for example, over iftar, over suhoor, and discuss business? Or it's better
Yes,
to move it to, yeah, please go ahead.
it's normal to meet. I mean, it's normal to meet. It's normal to be a guest in one of the majlis. It's normal to discuss. I mean, not in general about. I mean, not going so deep in the business because this is a gathering of Ramadan and the people there will be. I mean, the gathering is sometimes come. I mean, tens or hundreds of people. They are in the majlis sitting in the same area, so it's not the right time to go in deep in business unless you've been invited. I mean, just only you was there, so and you've been invited to have that discussion. But in general, you can speak. I mean, not in deep about your business. You want to networking. This is, I mean, the time of networking in the majlis. It is. I mean, the majlis and the night lifestyle in Ramadan is a little bit different, and mostly it become like a networking gathering.
Thank you, Mr. Hassan. I will ask you a question now as a lawyer. I'm sure I don't know if this is the right question to be asked for a lawyer or no, but the conflict resolution, what do you suggest for friends, let's say, not for clients, for friends? Do you suggest them it's better to resolve their issues by themselves or to come directly to the law firms to solve the issue there, or how is best you see it there from your side?
As an advice, I said I can say that solving the issues by yourself, I don't think so. That I mean, if there will be an issue, sometimes it will not be easy to solve it as yourself, either by talking or by mediation or this thing, because I mean the parties reach that point which they are having what they call a conflict or a dispute. This is the time of each one need to be careful from the other one, because showing the facts, showing the evidence, showing this thing, it will make the other one is stronger than you. So before that, I mean, before the conflict or before the dispute happen, yes, sitting, trying to mediate, this is something good. I will advise for that thing. But soon it will reach that there is a conflict or there is a dispute. That time, I think consulting a counsel or a lawyer should be better before you take any action. Because, well, we are not in the 70s or the 80s. You can I mean, what they call the tank word that it will be applied here, and we see a lot. I mean, it's happening between if the brothers is in the court, the son and the father is in the court. So how you can trust? I mean, business partner to not be with him in the course in the future. So yes, try to, I mean, in the beginning, if that's the thing happen in the beginning and you try to settle and mediate, it's okay. But when the dispute or the conflict will happen, this is the time at least to take an advice from a counsel or the lawyer.
Mr. Hassan, I have a lot of questions for you, but I believe that Ida will not allow us to go more because we are running behind time now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm sure now after the event we are going to share an email. Thank you for everyone who attended today, and we will share your contacts and Croatian Business Club and Eurasia Gulf contacts with them. For anyone, if you have any question, anything, any connection, they can reach you directly, and all our distinguished speakers today as well. Thank you, Mr.
Pleasure.
Hassan, and wish you Ramadan
Pleasure.
Mubarak. And
You too.
looking forward to see you in our Ramadan events.
Inshallah. Thank you. Thank you, Nawaf.
Inshallah. Miss Ida.
Ramadan
All right.
Mubarak for everyone also.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hassan and Navar. That was indeed very interesting insights. And I almost feel sorry that we are now not in person so we can have a coffee break. And I'm sure everybody would love to ask Mr. Hassan a lot more questions, but we will leave this for September.
We'll do it after Ramadan, inshallah. If it is not
Absolutely.
in the nice time. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay, now the next thing, we have an interesting panel discussion that we have prepared with the three very, very interesting guests. We're going to move more into the IT, healthcare, and investment area. So I have to say I'm very, very happy and honored to present you the following guests. First is Goran Kovačević. He's a VP of Business Development at Infinum. Infinum is a global services and product company with more than 400 experts across 8 offices. Over the decade of experience in technology and business growth, Goran has combined deep expertise in digital innovation with also strong entrepreneurial mindset. Beyond technology, Goran is actively involved in sports leadership as a supervisory board member of Dinamo Zagreb, which is the strongest Croatian club in football, and he has a professional diploma in football management from Barca Innovation Hub. He also serves as advisor to multiple organizations, supports philanthropic initiatives, and brings a multidisciplinary perspective spanning technology, sports, and business. After Goran, we have Mr. Parikshit Thakur, who is the CEO of Doc2Door, where he leads the development and deployment of digital health and remote patient monitoring solutions for healthcare providers, corporates, and senior care organizations across Europe, the United States, and the GCC. Under his leadership, the company has secured major research funding and delivered technology supporting more than 10,000 patients. Today, he's focused on advancing AI-driven wellness and patient engagement platforms while expanding scalable healthcare solutions across GCC, Asia, and Africa. And the last but not least is Mr. Alemshah Öztürk, who is the chief storyteller at Disrupt.com, a global innovation and technology media platform focused on startups, entrepreneurship, and digital transformation. He's a pioneer of Turkey's digital and creative industry. He previously founded and led WPP's 4129 Grey, transforming it into one of the region's leading agencies within the global network. With a career spanning early interactive technologies, gaming, media, and brand innovation, Alemshah is known for combining strategic vision with bold storytelling to build impactful brands and experiences at the intersection of creativity and technology. Allow me to welcome all three of you. Can I have a hello from Goran and Perry and Alemshah?
Hi guys, hello everyone.
Hi Alemshah, hi Goran.
Hello Ida,
Hello.
Thank you for the nice intro. I couldn't have done it better myself.
Me neither. ChatGPT helped, of course. We live in technology world, you know.
ChatGPT knows that much about me? Oh my god.
I think it knows even more.
Concerned.
We can touch upon that part as well. Mr. Perry, are you here with us?
Yes, hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Hi,
Thank you
Hi.
for
great.
having me here. And thank you, Ida, for the introduction. It's great to be amongst so many industry leaders. Look forward to speaking.
Amazing. Thank you all for joining us. I look forward to have you all share your great experience, both in the industry and also within the GCC market. Maybe, Mr. Pari, we would start with you.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit. I mean, you've scaled lots of digital health solutions, different regulatory and infrastructure environments like Europe, US, GCC, multiple types of regulatory frameworks. So,
Yes.
what structural barriers consistently slow down the adoption of AI-driven healthcare, in your opinion and your experience? And which levers have proven to be the most effective in overcoming them at scale? And I think this can also very much align to different verticals in the AI. You have a lot of experience.
Yes.
Let
Yes.
us
Thank
tell
you.
us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a good question because, yes, AI. Though everyone is using right now AI, we all, I think, are using ChatGPT, even if we sneeze, even if we have any rash or any chronic disease that we feel that there is a problem, we go to ChatGPT. But when you go to the doctors, that time they might have a different opinion and they might lead you to a different path. So currently we are in this flux, whom should we trust? What should we do? And on the other hand, as you clearly mentioned, is the regulatory framework. It's like, okay, what is the regulation going on? For example, Apple Watch has the ECG, which is FDA approved. But on the other hand, we have AI tools which do facial scanning and come out with your blood pressure and heart rate. Is it FDA approved or not? Is it trustworthy or not? So both these issues are going on right now in this time, and we are working with a lot of healthcare providers to overcome these issues. The core is use AI as a supporting tool, and then take the information from AI to a certified healthcare provider. So that's the key right now, and that's what we do at Door to Door is bridge the AI and the providers, the healthcare providers, with the information, and then let them take a decision.
Great. And do you see differences across markets that you work with? Like, let's say if we compare GCC to Europe and the US, how has it been for your business so far? Like, where was it the easiest? Where do you see the most threats? And like, where do you see the biggest opportunities on this market specifically?
Right. So US, as you know, is highly insurance driven. It's and especially government insurance, and the burden of chronic diseases in US is high. Their GDP spend behind healthcare is 17%. So any improvement in US, even the tiniest bit, results into big savings. So the market in US has been more accepting in general, and regulation has been quite easy to manage. Like recently, just in this past month, use of AI in healthcare was deregulated. So that was a big step in US, and that is going to help companies like us and also patients move faster. What I've seen in general is other regions like GCC especially, they follow the lead from US. So whatever first happens in US, then they look into that and try to replicate the same framework. like FDA approval. If we have a medical device company which does the fetal monitoring. They have first gone through the FDA approval, and then it is easier to get approval in Saudi Arabia or
Got it.
GCC. So yes,
Got
but
it.
just to end my point there, the population in the African and GCC region is massive, and in fact, the burden of disease is much higher in these regions. Uh, so the opportunity here is, I would say, more in terms of impact.
Mhm.
So that is why our focus is here in this region.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. We're gonna come back to how you made more impact with your company and why
Thank you.
what played the biggest role. Now I would like to move on to Goran. Goran, you have been with Infinum for ages, and you've seen this company and influence a lot scaling of this company into numerous different markets, mostly US and Europe, and now you are focusing also on the GCC. So my question to you is, having worked with clients across the US and Europe, how does your experience of now trying and getting to expand into GCC compare in terms of like client expectations, decision-making speed, maturity of digital transformation agenda? So like, are the clients ready as they were there? What are your experiences so far?
That's a loaded question. So I need to unpack it first a little bit. So, I mean, yes, the differences are some, but there's also quite a few similarities. When we entered the US market, I think it's now 12 years ago or so, we started organically. So we hired a person on site to be there in the US time zone who kind of has their own network and can help us put the foot in the door with those in that network. Later on, we did the acquisition to increase our presence to have more people in the US. Similar to the UK, where we started 5 years ago, also hired the person UK based who helped us bridge the gap to that market. And then last year, we did an acquisition of also a company of 20-25 people. What we're doing in the GCC area now is we are trying to have some presence there, but it's difficult to travel obviously all the time, and it's difficult to relocate, especially now that we are, as you said, we've been here for ages, but now we have families and we can't travel that easy anymore. But we try to do so. So now we have a colleague who is going there back and forth. I also been there twice so far in the last few months. So I'm going to be there in a month again. So I think that's very important. It's very important to meet the people, especially after the pandemic that we had a few years ago. People are kind of getting back to seeing each other, putting faces next to the names, and I think that resonates quite well, especially in the GCC area. In terms of kind of readiness, I would say that there are some similarities, but it really depends on the type of company that you are discussing with. For example, more mature companies that also have a history of building digital products, they do understand what it takes to do them. And maybe companies on a smaller scale who were not ready to do it, they're still kind of trying to understand what's the value of a digital product for their business. And that's where we, as Infinum, kind of come in to help them understand the value, to help them validate their idea, their process, and then help them also understand what kind of product they may need, either for their internal purposes or for their clients, whatever kind of product it is. In terms of how fast those conversations can convert, we still haven't reached that stage. I think we're still kind of exploring a little bit. We just started 4 or 5 months ago, but I think that the ability to meet new people, to network, to expand that network is great, and it's happening very fast, and that's what I like a lot about the GCC market. But now it really depends, how fast can you get to that next level, to get your first or second client, to get the referrals, and then hopefully build the foundation to invest even more, to potentially hire someone full time, potentially even acquire maybe a smaller agency to have even more presence. So that's kind of the roadmap for us. Hopefully it turns out well.
Okay, great. Thanks, Goran. I'm going to come back to you. I want to dig in a little bit deeper on the AI topic with you as well, because I see we have like a common ground here with all of the speakers. I'm Shah. Hello.
Hey, how are you, Ida?
Great. How are you?
Good.
I have a question for you. You have built and scaled also and sold businesses across the countries. Now you are here in GCC together with Disrupt.com. My question to you is, because you worked across like all digital areas,
Yeah.
from early interactive projects, pioneering a lot to today's AI-driven landscape. How has, and you're a great storyteller, I know you are. So for you, in your opinion, how has the role of storytelling changed in when building the technology companies? And what do you think like the founders are still maybe getting wrong about it?
I think with the AI and the latest development, the whole versions, Cloud's new version is doing really good job. And then the visual and video abilities of tools like Gemini is also increasing. With all that stuff, the execution capability or the production costs are much, much lower now, which means that more people can access these tools, these content types. Like maybe like 5 years ago, a small brand cannot think about having a TV ad, like a real TV ad shoot somewhere like epic manifesto level thing, because that would cost $500,000, $1 million or so. But now they can just prompt it, and then they can just create it. They can create the music, they can create the voiceovers, the actors and everything with just AI. The good thing is that means that people who has really good ideas, people who has know how to communicate those ideas can create amazing stuff. That's the good part. The bad part is, the noise will increase. There will be and we are seeing the early signs of that. We are seeing so much content, everybody's pushing. I'm sure everyone here in this talk are getting, I don't know, 3, 4 times more LinkedIn messages, because these messages are sent by things like Clay, lead generator tools and so on and so forth. So you get this personalized but written by AI messages from the same person over the course of a 2 week, again and again, like, did you read my message? Alemsha, did you read my message? I'll tell you one more thing. My dog just died. Could you please read my message? It goes crazy personalized, but it creates noise. Now we are seeing so much content, we are getting so much messages, and it all looks the same, feels the same, talks in the same language, come up with the same ideas, because most of the people doesn't know how to use the tools in a way that is more personalized, more contextualized. So as a result, the noises increase, and the job of a brand, especially in the startup world, becomes more critical now. Because the reason why, after the TikTok, all the social media platforms are changing their algorithms. Recently, LinkedIn also did that like yesterday. And then if you look at the changes, now it doesn't matter how much followers you have. It's all about the content pieces power to reach people, which means the context, the idea, the quality, the creativity is much matter more than you having 500,000 followers and then you're just broadcasting your people. It's not, it doesn't work that way anymore. So even if you just open your account, if you have a really viral content, you can have 2 million views. It can happen. So the thing is, this changed the whole narrative, because then you being a small brand, startup brand, having 5K, 10K media budget, zero creative team, just you and your, the AI tools, you still have a chance to create something meaningful. You still have a chance to tell your brand story in the right way. So the job of the founders, the job of the brand, the job of the brand awareness, job of the brand storytelling becomes more and more critical in these worlds of non-stop white noise, because then it comes down to understanding the human truth, understanding the brand narrative, setting up the right story about your brand so people can relate and understand your brand, connect with your brand. And you have to do it with authenticity, you have to do it with craft and gusto, so that people can see that this is a real person, this is a real brand. They are trying to do something real with their, ambition. Because people respond to real feelings. So most of the time, if you see someone who is really excited about what they are doing, whatever they are doing doesn't matter. If they're really excited about what they are doing, you would be interested. Like, because you are seeing someone so excited about something, it will always pick up your curiosity. It will always make you, I want to listen more. So that's why the real feelings, being authentic right now, is the most critical thing. And if you look at how, the marketing and growth works, it always starts with the right product, right brand, and then everything else. So if you have the right product idea, which is right product fit, all that stuff, and on top of that, if you build your brand awareness the right way, then you can do lots of things right now, because there are so many tools, there are so many opportunities, and that's why I was just reading this article that, like, in countries like US, UK, people are quitting their six-figure jobs to build stuff, because everybody smart realized that this is the gold rush. This is probably the last gold rush of our lives, and it's a huge gold rush. It's not a small one. So everybody was like, I gotta build something right now. And with cloud, with Gemini, even with all the tools around, you can actually build. You can actually build. And then you can just launch your brand in a week, start getting your clients, do the whole thing by yourself. Doesn't matter if you are 17 or 67. Doesn't matter you live in a small village somewhere. Doesn't matter if you have an internet connection, if you know how to speak English, if you have some ideas.
It opens up.
You can just
It
start.
opens up.
You can just start.
Got it. Thank you, Alamshah. Goran, you work with big clients. You help them scale through technology. What do you see, based on what Alamshah also said, is changing in terms of their mindset and in terms of your approach, and like, how do you scale the clients in the world where like a one-person band sometimes can do a 50 people job, and like, is it good enough? Like, can it be done good enough, or you still need a team of people to make something happen properly? What are your experiences?
Well, we were always kind of end-to-end services provider for our clients. So starting from validation, design, proof of concept, and then building a product, whether it's mobile app, web app, enterprise platform, IoT solution. But over the years, we have always kind of reinvented ourselves and added to the line of our services. So now we're talking about AI and even cybersecurity as services that are compatible to each other, but also kind of very, very opposite in some ways. And AI is definitely something where we see value both for us to speed up our processes, to optimize, to deliver faster to the client, but also for the clients to implement AI in their businesses to provide a better solution that can separate them from their competitors. Basically, now in the company, we have a very, very serious initiative to onboard everyone to more AI tools. We started using quite a few tools, as a matter of fact, like Copilot, like Claude and Claude Code as well. But now you also have like tools that are kind of just coming and going, like Lovable, where you can just prototype something very fast and then get it in front of the client to show them like the direction that you're going to. So that kind of already gives them an idea what the product could look like. They already have that look and feel of the product very fast. So those are the good things about AI and what AI can do. However, it's always important not to let AI affect your decision making too much. Because, for example, we just had a good example recently. We got an inquiry from someone, and then basically what I usually do is screenshot it and put it into Gemini and tell them, hey, can you tell me if this company is legit or scam, whatever. And then Gemini told me, yeah, no, it's completely legit. It has good reviews on Reddit, people, fine. And then my colleague did the same with Claude, I think, or ChatGPT, and it told him completely the opposite. So AI can affect your decision making because sometimes it's still hallucinating. And I mean, this is very like on a light note, but it can also lead to major damages if you take that too seriously and make decisions that may impact your your processes and monetization as well. So that's also where cybersecurity comes in, and I'd love to speak about that because we did acquire a cybersecurity company 2 months ago in the UK. Just to be able to also provide that security when we implement the AI, to not let it kind of go sideways a little bit. So cybersecurity makes sure that all the code is secure, which obviously needs to be, but it's just on a bit of higher level. But also to provide pen testing, red teaming, and everything else that the clients may need on the side of their digital product. To help them make sure that their investment and their assets are secure.
Thank you, Goran. Perry, I have a question for you in that matter. And also one thing that was very relevant yesterday, speaking of security, cybersecurity, and AI, we've seen that actually Anthropic, which developed Claude, has found out that the other AI companies, agents are trying to steal their way of modeling and training the model. So we are getting, in a way, AI worse already. Perry, you are in charge of a very important healthcare company, which has a very sensitive data. And obviously, AI is an integral part of your processes and business making. How does this influence you? How do you take this in consideration to make sure things are done in a secure way? How does this influence your business overall? You're on mute. Maybe can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Hi. Perfect. Awesome.
Yes, Ida. Okay, thank you. Yes, you're right. AI in healthcare is quite challenging in some ways. First, to have a context, what is AI? AI is based on centuries of human knowledge, coded in layers, such that now you ask a question and it tries to find out the answer. So it's still based on our own knowledge, which our forefathers and our generations, whatever they coded, all that. So as experienced by Goran and also what you mentioned, that how do you train your models? So one is that you take all the material in the internet, all the research papers, everything, and then you train the model, and that becomes a model which has all the knowledge. And the other is, yes, the Chinese actually did was they asked all the prompts to ChatGPT and build their model. So yes, that is happening. Now, in terms of healthcare, I think the topic is completely different because we always need to verify our responses, our data with the actual research done. So what we have started to do is in healthcare, we have specific models for diseases. So if there is diabetes, if there is specific type of cancer, if there is specific type of kidney problem, then this data is verified with those research papers to make sure that there's no hallucination, there's no uh, uh, opinion differentiation from one LLM to the other LLM. So that's how we tackle it, be disease specific in that matter.
Okay.
One thing we have noticed is even the way you query the LLM, like in the steps that you go, that is also that results in different outputs as well. Like for example, Goran, what he did with Gemini versus his colleague, what he did with Claude. It's just how you ask the question. It's like, is the company authentic versus am I going to enter into any risk by working with this company? It's like the same question put differently, and it will result in completely different answers. So that is also a key that we keep working on internally. When we put all the healthcare data of the patient to the LLM, we make sure that it is structured properly for the AI to work correctly.
Got it. And this also relates to what Alan Shah was also speaking about, like whether one person can build a unicorn company or you need more. It depends on the context, right? Like everything else. Alan Shah, I want to ask you one thing because Disrupt is also investing into different kind of startups. So I wanted to ask, like, when investing now in technology and AI startups, what characteristics, what specifics are you looking into in terms of this market? Uh, is it in terms of founders or market maturity, scalability? And then, like, how does differ from the previous type of how you looked into investment in already established systems? What are the differences now? I know there is a lot of companies
Yeah.
here that are looking into this area, so it would be a very useful input for them.
I think we always look for the founder because, especially in a industry and environment where like change is happening on a daily basis. Like we were just talking about cloud for security, and all the security companies stocks are go down like 20% in a day. And then just one move and they just erased billions of dollars of worth of value from the market. And these are the big companies. So imagine you're just a tiny startup doing some cybersecurity thing, and then poof, you're gone the day after. So that's why right now the most critical thing is the founders. Are they resilient enough in an environment like this to find the right idea that these big players won't attack, at least for now? And then can they move fast enough to make that idea happen in the terms of not months, not years, but days? Like if you look at the story of Open Cloud, the guy joined to OpenAI in what lot? In 90 days, maybe in total. So in 90 days, he built something. It went crazy. He got 400 million valuation, and then he's acquired by OpenAI in like 90 days, maybe less than 90 days. So that's the story that a founder now should be inspired to be. Of course, this is 0.001% chance that this will happen again, but it will happen for some people and for some markets and for some ideas. So I think the biggest feature we are looking for in the founder is the resilience and the velocity. Are they fast enough? Can they move? Or would they need more people to help them to decide to build and so on and so forth? So we start looking more in kind of like a jack of all trades type of people, because they can use the cloud, they can use Figma, they can do this, they can do that. So the gaps can be filled by agents in AI. So the jack of all trades type of people becomes suddenly more interesting. And then that's the first thing. The second thing is, of course, we always look at the investment thesis. Like, is it the right market product fit? Is it a blue ocean idea? Is the red ocean idea? How fast they can move from idea to MVP? How is the market locally on that category and globally on that category? Which markets they should, attack? Is the local thing? Is the global thing? Is the specific category? All these questions are become important. But at the same time, as I said, I need to emphasize it as much as possible. It's all about resilience because markets are changing, ideas are changing, the tools are changing. So you need to either find something that people find it super boring, so they don't do it. So when you do it, it becomes meaningful. Like like being the founder of the inventor of pen, like the pen that we are using every day, the ball pen. Like
The pen was founded by Croatian, by the way. I have to.
I know. That's why I'm selling. That's why I'm selling. So basically, I'm saying that like, why should I invent a ball pen? There's already pens, Why people
Yeah.
should have this thing that is never ending and then you just buy one, use it for like years. Like why? What is the business idea, right? And then that is one of the most sold items in the world right now. Or it's like paperclip, stuff like that. We call it boring industries because right now with the help of AI and all these new technologies, you can actually run multiple versions of boring industries with full automated because it doesn't much decision because it's a very repetitive business. You just like vending machines, just put tag it to AI, just control the whole thing, make sure that it's full, make sure it's in the right place, and then it's just working kind of situation. So I think it comes down to the what kind of ambitions you have as an entrepreneur. Because right now, there's this Peter Thiels, and lots of people are quoting him as well. There's this saying that, the solo entrepreneur who is going to create a unicorn by himself, we will see it soon, probably this year. And then it is a possibility, but at the same time, there will be millions of people who just want to have, I don't know, $100,000 a month, and they will be okay with it. They are not looking for a, 200, $300 million. They are cool with $1 million a year, And right now,
For them.
exactly. And right now, you can actually do that. Like you
Yeah.
can actually do that. And I think this will create a wave of people leaving their jobs, doing their own jobs, own businesses, small businesses, really small micro businesses. And I think we will have lots of people like that.
That's very interesting point. Because we are almost done with the time, I want to ask all three of you if you would have to say one sentence about the opportunities in the UAE market and the GCC market, what would be the thing you would like to outline for our participants? Maybe, Perry, we can start with you.
Yes, hello. Okay. For the GCC, I do believe that right now the chronic disease overload is too high. With everything going on, the food habits, the lifestyle, and I feel that the AI, if it is used rightly, this can help the people a lot. So this would be my takeaway in my today's session. Thank you.
That's a very interesting insight. Thank you so much. Goran?
Well, not sure if people are planning on expanding to UAE and GCC region, but if they do, then definitely they need to visit, they need to network, they need to meet a lot of people. And for the companies that are already based there, obviously we talked about technology a lot, so there's plenty of room and opportunity for everyone to kind of understand it a bit better. AI, for example, and every digital product doesn't need to be attractive. It just needs to serve the purpose, and every business has a purpose that needs to be served. So that's where I'm gonna end.
Well said. Thank you, Goran. Alemshah, one sentence from you for the end.
I think if you're an entrepreneur from the region or anywhere from the world, there's so much opinions. There's so much opportunities right now. You just start doing it. Don't wait for anyone. Don't wait for investment. Just build it. Start, getting your first customers, and then you will find the money you need. That's for one. If you're an investor, that's a very tough job right now. There are so many options that you don't know what's going to happen. Everything can change on a daily basis. I think in that sense, the validation process becomes more critical for investment companies. So in our model, in Disrupt model, we invest, but the biggest portion of our business is we actually build the startups that we are investing. So we are an operator-led venture builder. And in that model, the idea is we find the ideas, combine with the right founders, and put our resources and expertise, make sure that they become successful, or we find the people with the ideas and help them, grow those ideas into reality. And I think this model works better with the current scene, because when everything is done in a, let's say, mediocre level, which is provided by the AI, the difference will come from the expertise and will come from the craft, will come from the understanding the consumer. And that is, something we should all be aware of. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much to all three of you guys. That was very interesting panel, lots of interesting insights. Closing the panel now and moving on to the last part of our conference today, e-conference today, which is the pitches section. I would like to invite Mr. Iyas Seydan, who is a managing partner at Ember Consulting Group, where he focuses on helping organizations unlock market access and achieve sustainable growth across MENA region. With deep expertise in transformation strategy, M&A, and business integration, he supports companies navigating complex expansions and operational challenges. His work centers on turning strategic ambition into tangible results, guiding organizations through critical growth phases and market entry to build long-term success in new region. Mr. Iyas has prepared a very interesting presentation on the specific regional parts and the GCC market. So I would like to welcome him. Mr. Iyas, are you with us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Perfect. Feel free to share your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ida. Thanks for the panel. Actually, that was very interesting and insightful discussion. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, just make it big and full screen, and we are on.
Just 1 second. Yeah, here we are. So
Awesome.
I know I have very limited time, and so we'll start quickly. So I'll start actually where the panel has finished. So we'll start with the opportunities in GCC and what does it mean actually to be in GCC or to expand your businesses to GCC. So we'll take you through like 5 main topics. like executive overview on GCC markets. What does it mean? What's the gateway to growth in GCC? We will zoom in a little bit more into UAE, and then some business tips and tricks in the UAE market, and finally a bit about ECG or Ember Consulting Group. So GCC, we always say like the best time to invest in GCC was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. And today is when we are looking at the economy of GCC, we are talking about it reaches over $2.3 trillion and makes it combined. When we take the GCC combined, we are talking about the ninth biggest or largest economy globally. And it keeps growing. Saudi Arabia alone, it's within the G20, which is the biggest 20 economies globally. In the past 10 years, we've seen huge, I would say, focus on non-oil economies. So, for example, it reaches over 28% of non-oil exports from GCC to global markets. The growth actually forecasted 3.7. We're talking about a region which has over 60 millions in populations. Surprisingly, when you look at numbers, actually about half of them are workforce, and that's like it has some considerations for like the large number of expats community and the continuous development, especially in infrastructure and construction, etc. That makes the workforce quite high, or higher than I would say normal percentages. Nevertheless, that makes it also a lucrative market for businesses. So the second part where we wanted to cover today, whenever we are talking about the GCC, it's not only about growing economies, but also it's about economies that has huge resilience. If you look at the oil prices in the past few years, it's in decline. Nevertheless, the economy within the GCC continues to grow. So now we are talking about the whole, I would say, GDP grown by 3.8%, and that is driven actually by the non-oil sectors that are the focus actually from the GCC. The diversifications of economy, whether be it in the UAE or Saudi Arabia or Qatar, now it is the topic. For the past 10 or 15 years, this has been a focus from the governments. UAE used to be or started or they were the pioneers in diversification, and then other GCC countries followed. When you look at these numbers and then the growth, the GDP growth in the past year, you'll see that there is some, I would say, industries that are leading this growth. And like here we added like the top 10 industries: logistics, agriculture, real estate, tourism, construction, retail and wholesale, financial services, manufacturing, healthcare, information technology, and education. These are like opportunities. These represents an opportunity for investors, for startups, for entrepreneurs, for businesses who would like to expand to this region, because it covers almost all aspects of life. So whatever your business is, you could find an opportunity here to grow. And by the way, that is supported by some initiatives that our governments are made, such as Vision 2030, for example, in Saudi Arabia. It's huge, and if you look at it, you'll find a lot of opportunities that are from within from that opportunity, from that vision. When you look at, for example, in the UAE, we're looking, for example, Make It in Emirates, for example, initiatives to increase the manufacturing and increase the manufacturing capabilities and increase the manufacturing investments within the UAE. And you have, there's huge opportunities within this industry. I want to focus a bit more on the UAE here and show you a bit of what are the investments are being made in the UAE. UAE this year, they confirmed their federal budget with around 92.4 billion, and this is the largest, I would say, in the UAE history. And there is combining with that, when you are looking at this budget, there's huge investments that are happening in the infrastructure and the technology infrastructure and the AI and the data centers, etc. They are targeting, UAE government is targeting 100% digital transformation and AI adoption. Today, it's leading country for e-government AI adoption, and this is huge. I think it's number one, but it's leading definitely. Now, when you are looking about also healthcare, UAE also today is creating a lot of initiatives when it comes to healthcare. It has a lot of focus, a huge focus on the healthcare sector, and it attracts a lot of investments. In Abu Dhabi, for example, there is a Helm Cluster Initiative, which is run by Abu Dhabi Department of Health, and it's projected. It's like there is 94 billion AED projected from this projected to GDP contribution from this initiative, and this is by 2045. And we are talking about over 30,000 new high-skilled jobs will be created. We're talking about opportunities again in medtech, in biotech, bio life sciences. We're talking about creating like a drug development, etc., etc. There is huge opportunities here, even within the technologies. When you are talking also about healthcare technology, there's huge opportunities here. Again, here's like the main pillars, 5 pillars of Helm. We're talking about biopharma manufacturing, genomics, medtech, AI healthcare, and longevity science. Having said that, and after looking at the GCC markets and the opportunities in GCC markets, doing business in GCC is particular. And as any country or any region, GCC has its own particularity, right? So first, many of you, if you have worked in GCC, then you know the free zones. If not, there is something called free zones in GCC, especially in the UAE. UAE has over 40 specialized free zone. So free zone allows 100% foreign ownership, has 0 customs duties. It's 100% repatriation of capital and profit, and it's ideal for regional HQs or re-export or technology services, especially if you're serving countries not are within the UAE. Of course, you can do also still business in the UAE, but it's ideally for business are not in the UAE. And by the way, having said that, we spoke about 40 40 free zones within the UAE. Each one of them is specialized in certain activities, certain business activities. So please, before coming to the UAE or GCC, please make sure that you are in the right free zone in order to avoid any legal or even commercial troubles, and even from reputations. Because some free zones, they don't have even the right business activity for you if you didn't choose the right one. Then we are talking about the mainland. Mainland, of course, it's as if you are doing business in any country, you have direct access to the local market. You will have eligibility for government contracts. Again, it gives 100% full ownership, foreign ownership. Now, Saudi Arabia, there is a mainland also. There are free zones, has different rules. Nevertheless, in some industries, local partner might be required. There are about whenever you are planning to also expand to specifically UAE or Saudi Arabia, there is something called Nitaqat program and NAFIS program in the UAE. These are about labors for labors and nationalization initiatives, and this is something you need to be really to take into consideration before starting a business here. I will share this deck with Nawar and with the organizers, so they can share it with you if you would like to see some more information from the deck. Mr. Hassan spoke about the traditions or the do's and don'ts within the UAE from cultural perspective. From business perspective, here's just quick few tips and tricks for you. Prioritize relationships, as he rightfully mentioned. We always say business deals are happening not on business meeting rooms. It happens actually over dinner or over majlis time. Leverage free zones, of course, where we spoke about the free zones. Commit to nationalization targets that are coming from the government. Respect the calendar, whether be it within Ramadan or Eid holidays, etc., within the region. Communications, it's really localizing your communication is really important. Sometimes we see some campaigns that do not fit the culture, that do not fit that the language is not fit. So please, whenever you if you want to move and you want to make like a campaign, marketing campaign for your brand, or you want to position your brand, make sure you have the right localization or the right communication channels. Of course, engage with local partners. The don'ts, actually, don't rush into the deal. Here, things can be a bit slower because people, they build trust, they build relationship before they start into a deal. We spoke about the quotas. Don't be insensitive. Avoid like any cultural, I would say, missteps. Avoid respect the dress codes. Some people, they don't. For example, some men, they don't shake hands with women. Some women don't shake hands with men. So this knowledge that you need to be aware of before any business meeting. Don't assume actually mainland access also it's always available, because some industries, they require, again, local partners. This is something you need to take into consideration. And last but not least, don't mix topics. We are talking about whether like religion or politics. These are very sensitive topics here, so avoid speaking about that in a business context. So this is it about the GCC. Just quick overview of who we are as ECG or Ember Consulting Group. We are a global firm specialized. We are specialized in market access and global expansion solutions. We are actually focused on market entry, international trade, merger and acquisitions activity, investors relations, and investment facilitations. We represent actually many global organizations from the US and from the Middle East. We have 5 offices: Boston, San Diego, London, Abu Dhabi, and Pakistan. And we are representing some of really quite big organizations. We are partners with Biocom California. We are representing also some of companies within the Middle East, coming from US to Middle East. And we are doing actually the business across the Atlantics. Even companies who are expanding to the US, we also help them with that. So this is a bit of a brief about the company. I'm gonna stop here. I know we are already beyond the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Iyas. I think this was very, very interesting and full of insights for everybody thinking about joining and coming to the GCC market. I'm sure that there is a lot of interesting knowledge you can share moving on. So everybody, you can contact Mr. Iyas as well afterwards. Speaking of coming into the GCC market and establishing companies or running the companies, important part that we should also take consideration in is ESG and sustainability. Our next speaker, Nađa Dizdarević, is a co-founder and CEO of Collect. It's a climate tech platform that enables companies to manage, measure, and report sustainability and emissions data through compliance-ready software. With a background in law and MBA in energy economics, she works at the intersection of regulation, energy policy, and technology, translating complex requirements into practical digital solutions. Under her leadership, Collect was recognized among Europe's top 40 women-led deep tech startups and is now expanding beyond the EU with a strategic focus on the UAE and the broader GCC region. And I will leave it to Nađa now to present you more about her product and why it is very, very important for all companies within the GCC region who wants to operate or are operating to also take a deep look and consideration about the ESG. Nađa, are you here with us?
Yeah, of course. Good morning, everyone, and of course, good afternoon to those joining from other zones. Ida, thank you for the amazing introduction. You mentioned it's ChatGPT, please send me your prompt. We all know it's always about good prompting.
I trained him well.
First of all, I would like to thank the organizers, UAE Croatia Business Club and the UAE Croatia Business Club and Eurasia Golf organization for this event. Platforms like this are very important because they allow us to hear real experiences, not just success stories. We can hear practical insights. We all know that cross-regional expansion is not simple. Actually, it's very challenging. Since we're slightly behind the schedule, let me move directly to our presentation, and I'll try to present our product very brief and focused, and maybe what's even more important, to share our experience with expanding our business. As Ida mentioned already, my name is Nađa Dizdarević, and I'm CEO and co-founder of Collect. Let me share my screen. Can you please confirm, Ida, if you can see it?
We see it.
Okay, great, perfect. So just a couple of words about Collect. Collect is a climate compliance software that was originally built for the European market or European small and medium-sized enterprises. As many of you know, Europe is always about regulation, compliance, administration. And Europe operates under some of the most advanced regulations globally. That also includes sustainability regulation, or how we call it ESG, that famous ESG. Companies are required to measure emissions, prepare climate plans, and align with strict regulatory frameworks. So why did we decide to build Collect? We realized that compliance was becoming increasingly complex, technical, and expensive. Most companies had two options: either hire very expensive consultants every year to prepare their sustainability reporting, or attempt to manage sustainability reporting internally using different Excel files. But both options were very inefficient and, of course, very expensive. Therefore, we built Collect with a very clear intention: to allow companies to manage and prepare their reporting independently or in-house, without relying on expensive consultants or complicated manual procedures. Basically, you can do everything in-house in a very simple and affordable way. But this is our European story. Now I'm going to tell you more about why are we expanding to the UAE and, of course, GCC region. So we already heard on the previous panels that whatever happens on major markets, GCC, like US and Europe, GCC always follows in terms of regulation. This is also what happened in terms of sustainability regulation. So the law in the UAE changed. The UAE adopted new climate law, which requires all UAE companies to measure and report their greenhouse gas emissions. So many of the companies are not aware of this fact, that there is completely new law, and the new law says all the companies, including tax-free zones. According to statistics, there is more than 1.2 million companies in the UAE, both in the mainland and tax-free zones. And you can imagine how many companies need to report these data. The fact that UAE already built the centralized MRV system, it's a system for measurement, verification, and reporting the emissions. You can see that they are quite serious with their intention. Also, UAE adopted their national energy strategy 2050, which says that 50% of the energy in the UAE will be made from the completely clean energy, and that they are planning to achieve net zero until 2050, which is, of course, very ambitious goal. Therefore, we saw a gap here, which Collect can fulfill, because companies are not ready. When we are talking with companies in the UAE, we see that they have no idea what are emissions, greenhouse gases emissions. They don't know how to measure it, how to prepare their employees. It's a very complex procedure. Of course, it's complex in Europe, but in the UAE, where they didn't have any exposure to that before, I would say that it's even more challenging. Therefore, we are planning to expand with our platform there. Of course, we need to localize the platform because system for measurement of emissions is quite different than Europe, but we want to help companies to prepare their emissions data, and then they can successfully export these data into the central system. Let me continue to this slide, which shows how does it work. So we collect data from companies. It's very user-friendly principles, so you can fulfill all the data in your company. So, for example, your accountant, your IT sector can do that, your legal sector can do that. So it's very simple and user-friendly. You're just fulfilling the data and answering the question, and the final result, final output of our platform is a structured report, which you can plug into their centralized system. Let me just emphasize that the fines for non-compliance is 2 million dirhams, which equals to approximately 500,000 euros. So the fines are quite high for non-compliance for all the UAE companies. So this is the slide where I wanted to say what is the value of our product, how our product can help to the UAE companies. But maybe since we are behind the schedule, maybe it's more important to mention our experience with expanding to the UAE. I see here there are many Croatian colleagues, and I believe they're quite interested in how does it work in practice, in the real life. So maybe to share our experience. First of all, UAE offers significant opportunities. It's a place where the capital is not only the capital, but strategic capital, which is sometimes more important. We can see huge ambition there, and we can see the real support for the innovation. It's really fascinating every time when I come to the UAE. So I'm going back and forth between Zagreb, Croatia, and Dubai and Abu Dhabi. But every time when I come there, really inspired every time because when I see people, when I meet with people, when I hear their ideas and how they're how they're contributing to the economy of the UAE, that's really impressive. But there is always but. We need to be, companies who want to expand there need to be aware of a couple of facts which are very important. First of all, which I would maybe emphasize and highlight is cultural awareness. That matters a lot. So UAE is fast moving and highly international, but business is still relationship driven. Entering this market requires more than just having a good product. I see the huge role of UAE Croatia Business Club here. For my perspective, they helped us a lot. Thank you, Ida and Neven, for that. So it's very important to have the right partners in that market. And to connect, so to build a relationship with people. Everything takes a lot of time for everything. It's very slow, relationship driven, and of course expensive. You need to have a good strategy, good cost structure if you're trying to expand there. Of course, clear strategic plan is always beneficial. So me personally, I encourage all the Croatian companies to expand there if they have a good product, but be aware that that market is highly competitive. It's not easy, but if you have all the segments which I mentioned, I believe that you have good chance, but it takes time, as I can hear from all other colleagues. Also, I believe, what was very interesting for me, discussion between Mr. Hassan and Mr. Nawar, the word inshallah. So you always need to be aware of some of the words and some of the etiquettes. I think it's very valuable for you to know these things, because when I first arrived 5-6 years ago, I was a bit surprised. What does it mean in terms for business, of course, but now it's much easier when you understand these words and etiquettes. So I know that we're quite a lot of behind the schedule, so I'm going to finish here. Of course, if you need any advice for sustainability reporting, or if you're curious how to expand your business, or if you want to hear more details about our story, please contact me. If you have any questions, I can send my email here or per LinkedIn. I would be more than happy to share my experience. And of course, once again, huge thanks to UAE Croatia Business Club. You're very, very helpful, and we are very happy and proud to be your members. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nadia. I was always, every time you mention the fine that comes, I'm always like, okay, this is something you really need to look into. So thank you for these insights. I believe they are going to be very valuable to everybody involved. And now we move on to our last speech of the day, but not least, we move on to Dr. Julia Michelin, who is a founder and CEO of LumaBrush AI. She's an international dentist also, and she developed an early clinical grade AI model for cavity and gum disease detection using smartphones and affordable intraoral cameras. She's a global speaker and best-selling author on AI in dentistry, and I look forward to welcoming Dr. Julia. Dr. Julia, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a great discussion. I think you can hear me okay, right? So I'm just going to share my screen. Thank you so much for staying. Let me share this. I'm going to start my presentation. So just let me know if you can see.
Yep, we see it.
Yeah. Okay, great. So yeah, it was, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be talking into this event. It was really interesting conversations. And I agree definitely with one thing, that it's a really interesting moment in history to create a business and to start something new. So thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. And today we're going to basically rethink the way we see oral healthcare into the AI era. So I have this huge number that basically 3.5 billion people, that's basically half of the planet, suffer from some form of oral disease. Most of them, they are preventable. So if we think in like to a real case, for example, right now, even here into this meeting, half of us have some form of oral disease that could be prevented. So it's a huge number. And when we think about other numbers, 23% of the adults aged more than 6 years old, they suffer from total tooth loss, what we call edentism. So this is definitely what the next generation of the young generation, they don't want to be part of these numbers, right? But what happens is people will avoid going to the dentist due to fear, because they are afraid of dentists. Like how many of us, we are afraid of going to the dentist because of the cost. We know the dentistry is pretty expensive. The procedures are really expensive. And as well, the lack of awareness, right? Because prevention is always cheaper than the treatment itself. And we know that untreated disease cost in US itself in 2015 more than 46 billion. So that's a huge number, and that's a lot of costs, loss of productivity as well. So the solution for this, it's LumaBrush. LumaBrush is the first smart toothbrush who has an intraoral camera able to detect and prevent oral disease. So basically, it's a real-time detection that you can use at home. So it's a device, as a daily device, as a toothbrush, but if a camera combined, a really high camera combined. So how we work? So basically, we have a clinical grade AI model who is able to detect oral disease. We have, of course, a consumer grade, a daily consumer grade that is a smart toothbrush with one intraoral camera. And we have one agentic basic booking as well. So we send to a dentist as a referral system to our partner clinics around the world. So you cannot just diagnostic with AI, but also we book one appointment with the dentist. And then, of course, it saves consumers and insurance thousands of dollars per patient. So how we work is basically as a subscription model, like as a Whoop. So we have two versions. One is the LumaBrush, the first version, a beta version, and we are developing the LumaBrush Pro. We launched already the LumaBrush beta version in Dubai. So we launched at the Future Tech Summit in September. So we have already 1,000 people using the LumaBrush. And the app that we have, it's basically an oral healthcare tracker. So you can track your oral health on the LumaBrush app. And the market validation that we have right now, not just the 1,000 users, but we have more than 40,000 photos and videos to train the AI model, not in just one part of the world, but it's worldwide. So we have data collection all over the world. And this is really important when you work with AI. So the quality of data, it's really important when we train this model. So we don't want the data, we don't want the model work is just one part of the planet. We want to all kind of population. And we have achieved 93% into the AI model for some types of detection. For some of them, it's almost 99%. So this number actually represents a really accurate number, even compared to the dentist. It's compared to the dentist and even higher to a dentist accuracy. And we have dental clinics all over the world as a collaboration. I don't have time to go through everything, but I can send you the pitch deck. And why now? Why we're doing this now? Basically because the technology available now, so AI models are getting really, really good into image recognition, deep learning. So it is a really interesting moment of time. And the behavior has shifted as well. So we shift as healthcare that it's treat the disease, but we want to prevent the disease. And nowadays, wealth is connected to health as well. So it's the best moment in time to develop this technology. And we basically work as a consumer referring to a dentist as well. So we have clinic collaboration as a referral system. And of course, we work with dental universities as well. So our training is based on clinical search and dental students collaboration. So this is where we are right now. We have dental universities all over the world as collaborations, and we have a social mission as well. So this is me. I was in Kenya last month doing a data collection and doing a collaboration with athletes in Kenya. I can share a little bit more about this as well. And this is basically how our AI works in real time. So this one is detecting the decay and some staining as well. And this is basically our app and how it works. So it's an oral health tracker. And this is where we are right now. We are raising funds to expand our business. So I share my contacts. If you're interested in any form of collaboration, I'm more than happy to the conversation. And you can even scan this QR code so we can expand the conversation. And I'm really happy for any kind of collaboration. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Julia. This was very insightful, and I personally learned a lot about the oral healthcare right now. I'm sure the others have as well. Okay, so that's it for today's agenda. I'm going to leave it to Dr. Usama and Neven Roginić to give us final closing remarks, and just to briefly repeat what we have prepared for you moving on in the following months. So Dr. Usama, Neven, who wants to take it first?
Let me start myself. Thank you, Ida. Thank you for your attention all, for your insights, for your presence. Today's event reflects, in fact, the heart of collaboration which is happening between Eurasia Gulf and UAE Croatia Business Club. That is to facilitate trade, investment, and meaningful collaboration between our two regions. So thank you so much all. I leave, maybe Neven will talk about the coming events that we will organize together, but from our side as the Eurasia Gulf, please keep an eye on our website. We have plenty of events happening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Usama. As we come to the end of today's event, I would like to sincerely thank all our speakers, partners, and participants for their valuable insights, openness, and engagement. The conversations we started today should not end here. They should continue through follow-up meetings, concrete proposals, and structured cooperation. You have all this ability to log into the system with the credentials that you have typed in while signing up, so you can reach out to each participant and to further extend discussion and collaboration. On behalf of the UAE Croatia Business Club, I extend my gratitude to Eurasia Gulf for their continued strategic partnership. I look forward to seeing many of you in person very soon in Abu Dhabi at Investopia and in Dubai at Eurasian Balkan Business Forum. During the year, probably in June and September, we are going to repeat and we will have additional events like today's. You will be informed timely, so you will receive the notifications and information on our website or directly in your emails. Thank you once again for being with us today, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Neven. Thank you, Dr. Usama. Thank you, everybody, once again, and hope to see you soon. Have a great day.